Hello, hello, hello from an unexpected location, somewhere where we didn't plan to stop, Serbia. I'm going to explain how we ended up here because it's a bit of a long story. So we've head up to the mountains here and we're parked up beside one of the largest lakes in this area. It's called Vlazina. Very popular with locals as well because there were loads of people coming out on their boats. It's gone a bit cloudy now, but it was actually a sunny day. And we also had a very nice visit from the local cows that went in for a swim and stayed there for about an hour or two to cool down. Last week we just had to escape Macedonia. It was over 40 degrees down there and we just couldn't take it anymore. So that's why we're up here now, and today it's only about 20 degrees at the moment and we're in the afternoon. So this is an unusual feeling for us, but it's a nice feeling. So our original plan was from Macedonia to go into Kosovo, which is a country that we've never been to before. But there were two big problems that put us completely off. First of all, the border. Macedonia to Kosovo is alright, but then it's practically impossible to cross from Kosovo into Serbia because they don't recognize the other borders. So if you're in Serbia, I believe you can cross into Kosovo and then go back again, but if you're coming from another country, they won't let you in. So it's something like that. It's a bit of a headache, to be honest, and if we were to go into Kosovo, we'd have to then come back out into Macedonia and then come through here anyway, so it's just going to take too long. And as well as that, reason number two,
your route may be affected by severe fire.
There were two massive wildfires on the route from Macedonia to Kosovo, and then even the route we took through to Serbia, we saw so many of them, to be honest. It's devastating to see all that destruction. I think it was 42, 43 degrees 2 days ago when we passed from there, and yeah, we saw about 6, 7 just fires. Some were being put out, and we also saw some planes as well, like carrying water. Normally this time of the year we're not this far south, so this is really our first experience of actually seeing wildfires around us and affecting our travel decisions. There were some of them which were even close to some villages as well, which is always not good to see. They started in Greece early in the summer, to be honest. You definitely have to watch out when you're traveling this side of the world.
So before leaving Macedonia, we had some of their dinari, I think they're called, and we had to spend them. And of course we spent them on food, guys. We tried the best burger ever. It was filled with cheese inside. It was really delicious, I'm telling you. There are so many small restaurants where one can just, go and have a quick lunch, and this guy was really nice as well. He was very friendly, and with 18 euros we had 2 main meals, 1 chips, Coca-Cola and 2 bottles of waters, which is
bread as well.
And bread as well, yeah, I forgot that.
We're actually surprised how good the food is in Macedonia. Don't get me wrong, eating out in Greece was amazing.
Of course, yes.
But yeah, the meat in Macedonia is really...
It's a bit different.
We're sitting here now in Serbia by, I think, the only large lake that there is in this area we're in now, like still in the south of Serbia. And we're still dreaming about Macedonian meat. Last time we were here was when we went to Turkey.
Oh, do you remember
we drove,
that?
yeah, all the way through
all
Serbia.
All the way, in one whole day we did it.
Yeah, like 8 hours or something. And then coming back, we did it in the opposite direction, which is kind of similar to what we're doing now.
But now it's really nice because we're seeing parts of Serbia that we never saw before. Woo! Look at that, guys. We got full rainbow, and here there's the second one as well. Woo!
Right, so we have decided to leave that park up by the lake. We have been there for 2 days. Something that we were immediately realising is that we were passing through the villages and even waving at people, no one is waving back. Everyone is looking at us shocked. And the last guy we waved to, he gave us like this death stare. I don't know if I got him on the camera, but if so, you look at him right now. Really scary. It was like something out of The Walking Dead.
Mamma mia.
No one has smiled at us yet.
And we're seeing a lot of abandoned buildings and just some buildings, rundown buildings, and it feels very weird. I don't know how to describe this feeling, but it doesn't feel normal. Let's put it that way. It doesn't feel normal.
I don't want to stay talking about North Macedonia too much today, but I don't know if we emphasized how much we enjoyed it there. And it was also very surprising how friendly the people are. Like, everyone just came to talk to us, either about the van, or if they saw the drone, or if they saw the camera, or if they saw the dog, Holly. They just came up and spoke to us about everything. and everyone was waving as well in the road. You wouldn't believe it, but we're a couple of kilometers away and the vibes are so different here. But then Serbia, on the other hand, is so much more quieter. Right, so I've got to be honest with you, there's some really beautiful nature in Serbia. When we were driving through the mountains, it was just trees everywhere, lush green, the river beside us most of the time, and just no people whatsoever. It's really, really wild. But as we got closer and closer down the mountain, the town started to change and become more populated. So we stopped at this place now called Leskovac, and we just parked up in this ugly parking lot. There's rubbish everywhere. It's really difficult in Serbia, right?
Yes.
We couldn't find
It's very difficult
anything
because the roads here, they have no kind of spaces, you know, so it's just the road only.
Yeah, nowhere to stop in the
Nowhere to
forest.
stop,
It's
and-
beautiful, but you can't really stop. You just have like this long road going up and then one going down to the river. Nothing else though. So this is where we are at the moment. The parking lot's okay, look. I think that's a restaurant there. And we just parked up behind this truck, and as you can see here, there's just rubbish everywhere. Look at that. But to be honest, we're not really going to get out the van. Charlie just took out Holly for a walk here, and we just wanted this place a flat spot to sleep. Keep in mind, we still haven't got the blocks yet, so it makes it even harder. We need to find somewhere flat. Hopefully this week, when we leave Serbia, we'll finally go to a country where you can do stuff, because we need to get those blocks, and also maybe look at the fridge, because up in the mountain the weather was much cooler and our fridge was still not cooling properly. Maybe we need to give it some time, but if we find a motorhome shop, we'll go and check that out as well. But as I mentioned, in these countries like Macedonia, Albania, there's no motorhome shops. Even in Serbia, I think I can only find one in Belgrade, and I think we'd better just leave it till we go to maybe Croatia or Slovenia, depends on which route we take. So just stop to get something to eat very quickly, because we are starving. What I find really weird here, same as in Macedonia, is that in all the restaurants everyone is just in there smoking. And don't get me wrong, we used to smoke when we were younger for a long period actually, and we quit about 7-8 years ago I think now. The smell doesn't really bother me, but when you go into these restaurants in the Balkans and there's like 4 or 5 guys just smoking while they're waiting for their food, it's crazy. But when we grew up, that's how it was in Malta as well. You'd smoke inside, and now being in the Balkans and seeing that, it feels like we've gone back in time. I also got you a Coke, but they only had this Mudrak, no Charlene.
It's okay. Ooh, nice.
I think this is a classic Serbian takeaway with some meat and cevape. Cevape?
Cevapcici.
Cevape? I don't know, something like that. Charlene has just figured out the conversion rate and realised that things are a lot cheaper here in Serbia. So she's been in the supermarket for about an hour and gone to buy some more stuff that we need. But she's right though, it is really cheap here. Although I'm excited to be heading north, gradually as we leave the Balkans, things are just going to get more and more expensive. So that's why you saw us maybe eating out a lot here. Not just because our fridge is knackered, but also because it's much cheaper here. Like just to stop to grab something to eat when you're in a country further up north, like in Germany or Austria or even France, it's so much more expensive. And here you can literally, yesterday we were full. Like that meal cost about 10 euros in total, and we couldn't even eat it all between two. Honestly, I don't know where we're going. There's not really much to do here in Serbia, to be honest. Well, there is. I'm sure you'll find stuff to do, but I don't know. There's the Tara Valley, which is really beautiful, but we don't want to go to that area, so we'll leave that for another time. We just want to gradually make it north. We're just south of this city called Nis at the moment, and then if you go further up, you reach Belgrade. So we're wondering whether we should just start driving today, because not much else to do. Like, look at the weather today. This is where we are at the moment. The rain stopped. It's pretty grey, and this is the supermarket where Charlene was. Where Charlene is, sorry, because she hasn't come back yet. So Charlene is back. She bought about 5 bags of stuff.
It's cheap, guys, here. So I took the opportunity, went to the supermarket and bought some items that are usually expensive in other countries. We're gonna have for a whole month, for sure.
These are the things that we get excited about these days. So we have formulated a plan. As I mentioned, the weather is not as bad as we thought, but it's still pretty grey today. And we need to get to, the plan is to get to Slovenia this week. We were going to stay a few days in Serbia first and then drive it all at once, but to be honest, there's not much to do down here and we're just going to start driving. We want to get at least to Belgrade today. Belgrade is the capital city. We're not going to go inside, but we want to make it to that area at least. So let's get driving. So I keep forgetting here, apart from the tolls being much cheaper in Serbia, it's the same system as Italy, where you get your ticket when you enter and then you just pay for the distance that you cover. And that is, I think, what was different back in Greece, where they just have payment tolls and irrelevant of how far you've travelled, when you get out you have to pay the fee. Yeah, and that's why sometimes we were not complaining, but we were pointing out how expensive it is, because we were paying like 10 euro, yeah, just for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And it's most likely because we got on the road at the wrong time. And as well as that, it was like triple I think, so we pay 3 times as much as cars would. But here, things are different. We only paid a few euros since we've been here in Serbia. Just past this area, which is totally burnt, we could still smell the smell, you know, and there was part of it which was still burning. I think lucky it rained here today, and that's most likely what put it out. It's really sad to see that. There's a lot of plastic and rubbish everywhere. So in the warm weather in the last few days, it easily catches the light and just stays burning. And the trees catch, and that's how it starts. A little bit of wind, it's gone. But luckily it rained here. This could have been much worse. See how much it is?
14.08.
So 14 euros that was. And we've been driving for about 2.5 hours.
Not that bad, right?
Yeah. How many kilometers we done? We done about 250 kilometers, 300 kilometers I think. And we're almost approaching Belgrade now. Tired, but glad we got this long drive out of the way today. So those of you that have been watching like since Greece, we were kind of traveling slowly. But sometimes, yeah, you have to do long distances, and it does get tiring, especially when you're on the highway, because it's pretty boring. But we'll be there soon and we can park up and have a bit of a rest. My God, so we've come off of the highway and we're driving on this main road, and it's an absolute disaster of a road. Everything's opening up behind us in the van. It's not even potholes really, to be honest. It's just the whole road is just patched up all horribly. So you're just smashing the van up as you're driving. And we've been on it for about 10 minutes already. I just hope it gets better. Our experience in Serbia so far has been very grey, very dull and very cold. And traffic and bad roads and people staring at us like they're going to kill us.
Not everyone.
Not everyone, no. Maybe we're just unlucky.
I'm sure that if you go to the city centre, it's not like this, for sure.
So we have parked up in this very small town called Pancevo. And we've parked up by the river, still chucking it down with rain, and it's pretty grey. We're just happy to have arrived and parked up. We've been driving for about 3 or 4 hours today, so it's good that we've arrived and we've found flat ground. And seeing that we didn't buy anything to eat, we stopped at the supermarket again. And apart from buying some stuff for the next few days, we also bought some cevapi, which is what we had yesterday from the takeaway. Just instead today we're going to cook it ourselves. So this is the situation outside at the moment, and this is where the river is, because we crossed over that bridge. There's a bridge here and a river full of boats. And now we're just outside Belgrade, the capital city of Serbia, and tomorrow I think we'll make the drive from here to Zagreb, which is another 4 hours. So good morning people, we had a very quiet night here, practically no one at all, and this morning we woke up and realised that there's a dog park behind us. That's why there's all the barking this morning. Really nice spot here that we've parked up. There's a river down here, and there's also like this green area with loads of barbecues and stuff. Obviously it's not a sunny day today, so there's no one here, but I can just imagine this place on a sunny day.
Actually, there are a lot of dog walkers in this area, and I'm very surprised because this is the first place after the Balkans that we're seeing a lot of dog walkers, and Holly is enjoying her time here, and she's really happy meeting other dogs and, you know, play around a little bit. She's really happy. I'm so glad.
Like even when we went to the city, like in Skopje and even in Albania as well, we don't really see a lot of people with dogs. I think it's more common like in the more western countries for people to have dogs, but this spot we've come to is totally different. So there's this long promenade here with the bike lane as well. If we were staying here, it would have been nice to do a bit of a bike ride. I don't know if you can go into Belgrade or if it's just into this small town on the outskirts. There's a playground and these old trades, something that we've seen a lot. This area of Europe. It's actually called Timis River and it flows into the Danube, and it's full of boats, and there's actually people rowing through as well. The sun has finally blessed us, but we're also appreciating the little breeze. We have finally got rid of that warm heat, at least for a few days. Looks like the storm must have made it here yesterday as well. There's a few branches all over the place. Nothing too bad though, nothing too bad.
If they put me to work on these roads, I'm sure that I do better work than the workers that they did this whole road. So many potholes, patches, the road isn't even flat, leveled, I mean, it's like this sometimes. Like crazy, man. What the hell is this? The roads in Serbia are... Everything is falling apart in this van. And all of our cupboards are opening.
I just went to fix it quickly in the traffic lights. The screw keeps coming out. We need to stop somewhere now. It's just with these roads, and we just took a really big bump.
Everything is loose, even our lamps, everything.
That's the thing, when you come to these countries, after a few months, you go back and you need to start tightening everything. Especially these cupboards up here. Boom. What was that now?
Now this is a bit better, look, just flat, plain sailing we call this, right?
It's a lot better. So we have made it to Slovenia. That's bad timing. Where we are right now, it's about 22 degrees during the day and 10 degrees at night, which I know may sound not so enticing to some of you, but honestly, when you've been in that heat for so long, this is paradise. You really need it, and you can actually think again and do stuff that you can't really do in 40 degrees plus temperature. When we last left you, we drove all the way through Croatia and made it to Zagreb. We slept outside this motorhome shop in an industrial area, and then the next morning we went in, but they were not able to help us. They gave us an address in Slovenia, in Ljubljana, so we just thought, let's go. We drove up into Slovenia, we went to Ljubljana. Those guys couldn't help us because they only work on compression fridges, and our one's a freeway fridge. Works completely different on gas or electric. Then they diverted us somewhere else on the other side of Ljubljana. They were too busy, and then finally we found someone who'd have a look for us. They didn't do much, to be honest. They just opened everything up and hit it a bit to try and get it to work again. But he did give us a bit of invaluable information about it. If it's just not cooling altogether, it's not worth buying the part, because one, it doesn't really exist anymore, like the original part, and two, it costs about €1,000, and then you have to pay them for their work as well. And then a new fridge costs a whopping €2,500, but to spend like more than half of that just to repair this one, it wouldn't make sense. So if we need to buy a new fridge, either like we've got or else like a newer compressor version one, they cost about $2,500, so very expensive. But we are trying it on the electric, so that's why we've come to a camper spot here in Slovenia. This is another reason why we're happy, because this country is just amazing for van life. They have a whole network, like if you exclude the Lake Bled and tourist areas, the rest of the country has an excellent network of these free camper stops where you've got all the services. You can hook up to the electric, you've got drain, you've got water supply and everything. Really, really amazing. We forgot what this looks like. Definitely nothing like this in the Balkans, so it's a breath of fresh air to be back. The main reason we're here is because we want to test the fridge on the electric. So we've had it on the electric since last night, and I'm going to be honest with you, I think it started to cool again. Just felt it today, and I think this is what it needed really. So we're on the electric hookup. They said leave it for 48 hours, so we're going to stay here tonight as well, and we're hoping that the fridge comes back to life. And then obviously we need to test it on gas, make sure it stays cool. So hopefully we don't need a new fridge. They said that if it doesn't work on both gas and electric, we're definitely going to need a new fridge. But if it works on electric, it's a good sign, because that means that it can be fixed and we don't need to replace the whole thing. We also managed to get the blocks from the motorhome shop, so we are level again and we don't have to worry about being flat. There they are, right there. Fresh black ones. We had the grey ones for 4 years. They were actually falling to bits, to be honest, so we had to change them. The name of this place is Trebnje, and the only reason we came here is because it was the closest free camper stop close to the motorhome shop, so that if we have any problems we can go back there on Monday. We're along the road here, so there's a bit of traffic during the day, but then behind us here there's just trees and fields. Something about when you cross into Croatia and Slovenia, just life is calm and simple again. Although in a few weeks' time we'll be missing the Balkans for sure. That's how life is really. And we absolutely love the fact that we can experience a bit of both worlds.
Traveling a lot, and sometimes you really need to stop and just take a rest, take care of the van a little bit, and take care of yourself as well. And this is what we did for a couple of days. We gave Tandy a big clean. I'm telling you, the fan was disgusting, and I'm so happy that we managed to clean it. And yeah, there were some extras that needed to do, and we done them. Slovenia offers free services, which is amazing. For, well, not actually free, you have to pay for the electric and water, but there is no extra costs, you know. And it's really, really amazing because they are right next to a forest, right next to a small village or a town, and we're really, really loving it here. And here we are. Today we made it to the forest. It's really serene and picturesque. Just behind me there is this beautiful river with the water flowing down. It's really amazing. We saw so many butterflies. It's so damn good to be back here in the forest. Holly is really enjoying it as well. Ooh, fresh!
She needs to stay cool. Oh, this is nice.
We're noticing one thing, guys, that the leaves are starting to fall. That means autumn is around the corner. It's been a while since we went for a walk in the forest, and there is this magical feeling when you go in the forest after a very, very long time. You start to notice all of the plants, you know, all of the trees, all the small details. Now I totally choose the forest. I remember Chris once asked me, what do you prefer? Do you prefer the mountains or by the sea? And I said both at that time. However, I really feel connected with nature when I visit the forest.
So the town that we're in is actually called Mirna. It's a very tiny village here in Slovenia. We're actually not too far away from Trebnje, which is where we stopped when we arrived in Slovenia. We're only about 15 minutes away. That park up was quite good, but there was this petrol station opposite and they were doing these works, so it was just noisy throughout the day during the week. So we decided to leave there. And that's the beauty of Slovenia. They've got so many of these free camper spots that we managed to find an even more beautiful one just 10 minutes away. And we're parked up right beside this sports centre. Yesterday I was walking Holly and I actually bumped into one of our subscribers. He was driving by in his work van and he saw us and he came running to meet us. It's actually crazy that we get to meet you guys all over the world. It was so nice. Shout out Blaz, thanks for coming to say hi. And he's also going to bring us some homegrown stuff later on today as well.
The forest here looks pretty amazing, guys. And there's also this watermill, I think it's called. Oh, nice! Look at that!
The same as I see in the vlog.
Look at this!
No problem, it was a pleasure to meet you both. And Holly, of course.
Thank you.
What's the next stop?
Unfortunately, our sound's cut off here, so you have to wait until next week to find out. How lovely of him, right?
And they are so tasty. Oh my god.
Fresh blueberries. These are actually very tasty. Thank you very much, Blaz, and thank you as well for stopping by to say hello.
There is nothing better than homegrown blueberries.
We also have fantastic news about the fridge, because last time I spoke to you it wasn't working at all, and we've hooked up to the electric here. We left it for 48 hours and it started cooling again, so it looks like we just need to clean it and there might be a little part that needs to be changed. So we've got an appointment booked for next week. We're going to get it sorted and yeah, hopefully it should be okay. But at least it's not a big problem as we initially thought. What's actually pretty nice about this place is that we're in the middle of the valley and we're covered by this mini mountain. It's like a hill over here, and that means that this time of the afternoon we're in the shade already. Right, so that was an absolutely amazing sunset. It's really, really beautiful here, and only today we've realized how much we've missed this side of the world. As beautiful and as crazy and as raw as it is in the Balkans, there's something special about Slovenia and these countries here around the Alps. If you enjoyed coming with us from Serbia to Slovenia, hit the like button, drop a comment down below, and we'll see you next week for another one.
It's so tasty. I wish I can share this with you guys.
Ooh, nearly did.